Hello and welcome to another On Deck Baseball gameplay video. Today we're going back into the On Deck Baseball Pro King of the Hill tournament, where 2001 Seattle has won 3 games in a row, looking for their 4th victory and to continue being the King of the Hill. Today they're going to be taking on probably their biggest challenge yet, and that is 1998 New York American League. Seattle defeated Cincinnati 1975 last game en route to their 3rd consecutive victory, and as I mentioned, they are going for win number 4 tonight. These teams are available in the history's best of the best sets. Seattle is in history best of the best 5, and New York is in your history's best of the best 6. Those links will be below the video as well. If you could hit that thumbs up and leave a comment, I would really appreciate that. So before we get into this game, let's go over this lineup for the newest challenger to Seattle, and that is 1998 New York. We're going to have David Wells, Boomer, on the mound. He is a left-handed pitcher. 4-4 against lefties and righties. Fantastic record of 18-4 in 1998 with a 3.49 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. I went with him for the starter because he started Game 1 in the World Series that year. And the lineup for New York is going to have Chuck Knobloch at second base, 17 home runs, 31 stolen bases with a .265 batting average. Derek Jeter is going to be your shortstop, batting .324, 19 home runs and 30 stolen bases. Paul O'Neill out in right field, batted .317 with 24 home runs. Vernon Williams, your center fielder, batted .339, 26 home runs, 15 stolen bases. Tino Martinez is going to be your first baseman, batting .281, 28 home runs. Scott Brocious over at third, batted .300, 19 home runs, and 11 stolen bases. Jorge Posada is going to be getting your catching duties. .268 hitter for that 1998 season, a switch hitter, 17 home runs, no stolen bases. Darryl Strawberry is going to be the DH today, a .248 hitter in limited games in 1998 with 24 home runs. And Chad Curtis is going to be your left fielder, batted .243 in 1998 with 10 home runs, 21 stolen bases. So a really good lineup for 1998 New York. Widely regarded as one of the best teams of that dynasty era for New York. On the mound for Seattle is going to be Paul Abbott. They did get a day off in between games 3 and 4, so their bullpen is rested. However, their starters all needed an extra day of rest. They are going to have to go with their number 4 starter, which is Paul Abbott in this game. He's only a 2-3 against lefties and righties and can only go 4 innings before he starts hitting that fatigue chart, so that may come up in the game as well. So as we are ready to get this first pitch going, let's go ahead and switch up these pitchers. I always put my nice little chart here just so I have a little bit of information on a pitcher so I can keep the card backs up. I'm going to go ahead and switch them around here, and we're going to get started as Paul Abbott takes the mound against 1998 New York, and Chuck Knobloch will be the first batter. So, Knobloch, a right-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Abbott. 4-1, and the game gets started with a strikeout. So 1 away here in the top of the first as we get started, and here comes Derek Jeter. Right-handed batter again. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card again for Abbott. And a 7-8. I'll be reading the blue die first. A 7-8 is a base hit, so Jeter is aboard with a single and 1 out. Heading into the middle of this New York lineup, Paul O'Neill is going to be entering the box now. He's a left-handed batter. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to go up to a batter's card for O'Neill. 5-4, though, is not going to get the job done. In fact, that's going to be a ground ball, possible double play here. And it's going to go over to the third baseman, Bell, who is a 4. Jeter has a 20% chance of beating it out to second. He does not. So a 5-4, and then the second baseman Boone is a 4 as well on O'Neill, and O'Neill will beat it out to first. So O'Neill showing off the legs a little bit. He'll reach on a fielder's choice 5-4. We have 2 away with a man on first. Vernon Williams now the batter. Switch hitter will be batting from the left side. It's going to be +2 on the roll, and that's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-4 is a walk. Bernie Williams draws the walk. We have first and second, 2 away. Tino Martinez stepping into the plate. Well, another left-handed batter is going to be +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Abbott. 3-1 is a strikeout. So Abbott gets out of a challenging time on the mound, but he doesn't allow any runs. 1 hit, a walk, and 3 batters reach base, but nobody scores. And that's going to bring up Boomer on the mound against Ichiro. Ichiro, not a great game last game, but the previous game he went for 6 for 6. Let's see if he can return to form and drive this 2001 Seattle to their 4th victory. He's going to be a left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. It's equal role. That's going to be a batter's card for Ichiro. 5-10 is a walk, so he draws a walk. Leadoff man is on for Seattle. I don't think we're going to do any stealing quite yet. We're going to go through the lineup, see where we can get these runners. And that's going to bring up Stan Javier. He'll be batting from the right side. It's going to be equal on roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 3-8 is a walk, so 2 consecutive walks by David Wells to start the game. Not a good sign as we're going to the middle of this lineup. Brett Boone now the batter. It's going to be +1 on a roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Boone. 5-8 is going to be a pop out. So we get the first out of the inning here. That's going to be a pop out to short. Jeter under it. 1 away. Edgar Martinez, a hero of a couple of games so far in this tournament. A right-handed batter. It's going to be -1. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card for Wells. A 3-2 is a strikeout, so Martinez is caught looking on the outside corner, and that's going to bring up John Olerud first and second with 2 away now here in the bottom of the first. It's going to be -2, sorry, and that's going to be a batter's card for Olerud. Can he put Seattle on top? 10-7 is a base hit. Ichiro is going to come around to score. Javier is going to see third, and he's going to be able to risk it. Let's see where that ball goes. That goes to right field. Right fielder's arm is O'Neill. He is a 4. And a 4 on Javier is 50-50. I think Seattle's going to try and jump out for a lead. They're going to go for it. O'Neill is going to be throwing. And here's the play at the plate. 8. And he's out. Paul O'Neill guns out Javier, keeping the lead to just 1 on a 9-2. Olerud with a RBI single to give Seattle the lead, but that is all they will get as O'Neill guns out Stan Javier at the plate. That could be big. Let's see how that plays out. And that's going to bring up now the top of the second. Scott Brocious, the leadoff hitter here for New York. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Brocious. 7-7 is a base hit, so immediately New York gets 1 on with nobody out. Jorge Posada, the batter. Switch hitter, it's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Abbott. 2-4 is a strikeout. Posada goes down on strikes, 1 away. And here comes the straw man. I love that art on Strawberry. Nice looking card. And not a bad matrix on the back here for the straw man. Alright, so he is a left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. And it's going to be a pitcher's card for Abbott. 2-5 is a possible passed ball. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the catcher's defense, which is a -4. And accuracy is going to change to a minus, so it's a -7 on a 2 roll. If it's a 0, it's no passed ball. So it is a 14 -7, goes down to a 7. That is going to be a passed ball. Brocious is going to be at second base on the error by the catcher. So Wilson can't handle an errant pitch by Paul Abbott, and that moves a runner into scoring position. Strawberry's still at the plate. It's going to be an equal roll. That is a batter's card for Strawberry now. 3-1 though. Strawberry takes a big hack at it, but he goes down swinging. 2 away, man on second. Here comes Chad Curtis. Can he get the run in to tie the game? It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Curtis. 5-4 is a grounder. That is not going to do it. Ground ball is going to go to third base. That is 3 away. So New York threatens, gets a runner to second on the passed ball by Wilson, but nothing happens. And Seattle still leads after 1.5 by a score of 1-0. David Wells still on the mound. I'm going to have Mike Cameron coming to the plate. It's going to be a righty batter against a lefty pitcher. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Cameron. 5-4 is a strikeout. Dan Wilson, who had the passed ball last frame. Nothing coming out of it, though. He is a righty batter. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Wilson. And a 2-8 is a grounder. That grounder is going to go to second. So Knobloch over to Martinez for the second out of the inning. And David Bell now the batter. Be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Bell. 7-9 is a base hit. 2-out single, but David Bell keeps the inning alive. And here comes Carlos Guillen, the number 9 hitter. -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Guillen. 1-7 is going to get Wells out of the inning. A line out right to Knobloch at second. And that is 3 away. No runs for Seattle. We head to the top of the third. Paul Abbott still on the mound. Top of the order for New York. Knobloch, who's 0 for 1 with a K. Now the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 1-8 is a grounder. And that ground ball is going to go to short. 6-3 as Guillen will scoop it up and shoot it over to Olerud at first. Derek Jeter 1 for 1 with a single in the first inning so far in the game. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card for Jeter. 9-8 is a double. So Jeter 2 for 2 so far, gets into scoring position with the middle of the order coming up. Paul O'Neill in the box. Left-handed batters +2. That's only going to be a pitcher's card though. A 10-7 though is another double. Jeter comes around from third. He will score. New York ties the game up at 1 with an RBI double off the bat of Paul O'Neill. Bernie Williams coming up 1 away. Runner in scoring position still. He's a switch hitter, so we're going to be a +2 on this roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 7-1 is a ground ball. Let's see if it advances the runner at the very least. And it does not. So 5-3 as Bell will pick it up and hold the runner. Tino Martinez now the batter, left-handed. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-6 is going to get Abbott out of the inning as the ground ball is going to go to second for the third out, but not before New York ties it up at 1. Now we're heading to the bottom of the third. David Wells, the pitcher, going up against the top of the order now. Ichiro, who drew a walk in the first inning and scored the game's first run. It's going to be lefty versus lefty, equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 2-6 is a ground ball out to first base, so 3-U for Martinez. Stan Javier now the batter. Switch hitter, it's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Wells. 6-5 is a ground ball again, so Wells getting the grounders, and that is going to be a 4-3 as Knobloch will scoop it up, shoot it over to Martinez for the second out of the inning, and Brett Boone will be the batter now. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. It's going to be +1. That's a pitcher's card. 8-8 is a single. So Boone is aboard with 2 away, and Edgar Martinez stepping into the box. It's going to be a right-handed batter. It's going to be -1. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card for Wells, and a 2-1 is going to strike out Martinez for a third out here in the bottom of the third. Paul Abbott still on the mound in this tie ball game. Scott Brocious will be your hitter. He is 1 for 1 with a single in the second. It's going to be a right-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-10 is a ground ball out to shortstop. 6-3. Posada 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Switch hitter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Posada. 7-5 is a ground ball out again to second base. 4-3. Strawman coming up. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Strawberry. A lot of home runs on that matrix. That is not one of them. A 2-5 is going to be a strikeout again. His second strikeout of the game. And that is 2, 4, 5 for Abbott so far. Heading to the bottom of the fourth. Game still tied at 1 apiece. John Olerud, he is 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI. Drove in Ichiro in the first. Left-handed batter is going to be -2. That's going to be a batter's card for Olerud. 1-6 is a flyout. Plus, got to see where that flyout goes. It goes to left field. Left field defense. His fielding is a 3. It's Chad Curtis. And checking the gap is a 3 as well. So it's a equal confrontation. Roll 6 and above. He gets a base hit. He does not. Chad Curtis comes over with a diving catch. A fly out to left for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Mike Cameron. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It's going to be equal roll. That's a batter's card for Cameron. He's got some pop. Not today, though. He strikes out for the second time in the game. Dan Wilson, he's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. It's going to be -1. A batter's card for Wilson. And a 1-6 is a ground out again. This time he'll ground out to short, 6-3. That's the first 1-2-3 inning for Wells here in the game. Looks like he's settling down a little bit. As we head over to the top of the fifth, as I mentioned at the start of the game, Abbott is a stamina 4, so we're going to have to roll to see if he can stay in on his first inning passed here. Roll 1, that is no change. So he continues to pitch without any tired symptoms. And that's going to bring up Chad Curtis. Curtis with the great play in the last half inning. And he is 0 for 1 in the game. So he's a right-handed batter. It's going to be -1. That's going to be batter's card for Curtis. 9-8 is a base hit plus, but we're going to take that single. And that is a man aboard with nobody out in the top of the order coming up for New York. Chalk Nalbach coming into the box. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Nalbach. Do I feel a big inning coming here for New York? 9-7 is a base hit. Nalbach gets on. Curtis will move up to second. We have Jeter up with 2 on and nobody out. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card. Can it continue? 5-3 is a strikeout. Jeter strikes out. He is now 2 for 3 in the ball game. Paul O'Neill now coming up. He is 1 for 2. Reached both times and had an RBI double back in the third. See if he can get some runs across the plate here. It's going to be +2. That's going to be a batter's card. 5-3 though is a pop out. Nobody's going to advance. And the pop out is to third base. 2 away. And Bernie Williams coming up. He has 2 men on. Can he get some runners to cross the plate? It's going to be +2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card for Abbott. And a 2-1 is a strikeout. Abbott gets out of the jam, allowing the first 2 batters to reach, but no runs will score. David Wells still on the mound, pitching well. And David Bell. David Wells pitching well against now David Bell. That's kind of how that works out. All right, so we have a right-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. Going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Wells. 9-6 is going to be a base hit for Bell. So he reaches for the second time, his second single of the game, and Carlos Guillen will be your batter. Switch hitter, it is going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Wells. A 2-5 is a strikeout. So 1 on, 1 out, and here comes Ichiro. Left-handed batter is going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Wells. 9-1 is a flyout to center. So Wells is winning the Ichiro battle so far, and that's boding well for them and for him in New York. Going to be a switch hitter here for Stan Javier. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Javier. And a 2-3 is going to be a pop out. Pop out over to right. That will do it here in the bottom of the fifth. Wells pitching a lot better after that first inning. Paul Abbott still on the mound. We're going to have to roll on his second inning pass now. Gets a little tougher to keep him in the game at this point. A 4 is a no change again, so he's getting some pretty good rolls here. Entering the sixth inning, and Tino Martinez will be the batter. Tino 0 for 2 so far in the game. Paul Abbott still on the mound. He is going to be a +1 for Tino Martinez. That is going to be a batter's card for Martinez. 1-7 is a flyout plus. Going to see where that goes. That flyout's going to go to right. Right fielder is Ichiro. He is a 5 fielder. Martinez gap is just a 3. That's a -2 on a roll. But he gets a base hit. Martinez will have one drop in front of Ichiro, who can't make the play. And we have one on as Martinez leads off the sixth here with a single. Scott Brocious now coming to the plate. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-6 is a ground out. This could be a double play. Ground ball goes to short. Shortstop Guillen is a 3. Martinez not very fast. He needs a 7 or 8 to be safe there. He does not get it. That's a 6-4. Second baseman Boone is a 4. 7, 8, or 9, and Brocious beats it out the first. He does not, so a 6-4-3 as New York just cannot get things going across the plate here. Several opportunities, but just the one run. And Jorge Posada is going to be your batter. He's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-9 is going to be a ground out, and that is going to be a 3U for Olerud. So they get the leadoff man on, but fail to score, and the game's still tied at 1 going into the bottom of the sixth. We are going to have to roll now on Wells, but he's got a pretty good shot at not taking a hit here. We roll 1, and that is no fatigue points for Wells as he continues to stay strong. And Brett Boone is going to be stepping into the box. He is 1 for 2. Right-handed batter against the lefty pitcher is going to be +1. That is a big batter's card for Boone. Let's see what happens here. 7-9 is going to be a double. Boone laces a double down the line, and we have nobody out and a man in scoring position. And Edgar Martinez now coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. A -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-8. He doesn't strike out this time. He ropes another double. Back-to-back doubles is going to score Brett Boone as Seattle will take the lead 2-1. Big base hit by Edgar Martinez again coming through for Seattle. And here comes John Olerud. Nobody out. Man in scoring position. It's going to be -2 on the roll. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card or stay a pitcher's card. 1-3 is a strikeout. Wells trying to get out of this inning before any further damage. Mike Cameron now up. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Wells. 7-6 is a base hit. Short, though, as Martinez only gets to third. It's first and third with 1 away. Dan Wilson coming up. -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Wilson. 2-9 is a ground out. Where's that ball go? That grounder goes to first. Martinez is a 3 trying to get the double up on Cameron at second. Need a 1, 5, or 10 for Cameron to be safe. And he gets it. Cameron beats out the double play opportunity. Martinez, that means Martinez is going to score. Jeter is a 4 trying to get Wilson out at first. And a blown double play by New York as Wilson will reach on the fielder's choice. And Martinez scores. That is 3 runs against Wells. We have to check his poise now. See if he gets rattled. A 9, he does not. So at least he's not affected. He'll get to continue here at full strength. But 2 runs do score. We have first and second, nobody out. This is the bottom of the sixth here. Seattle winning 3-1. And here comes David Bell. He is 2 for 2 so far. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Bell. 8-8 is a base hit. 3 for 3 now for Bell. Cameron has a chance to score. Where does that ball go? That ball goes to center field. Center fielder's arm is Williams. A 2. Oh boy. It looks like they are going to let Cameron score and hold the runners. That is a tough decision and a tough break for New York as they are now down 4-1. Carlos Guillen coming up. Runners at first and second, only one away. It's going to be -1 on a roll. That goes down to a pitcher's card. And 8-10 is another single. Wilson's going to be stuck at third. We now have bases loaded with one out in the top of the order coming up. Yankees bullpen is active. But with the lefty-lefty here, they're going to keep Wells in to pitch against Ichiro. It is an equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-5 is a flyout. That flyout's going to go to center. Wilson at third. Bernie Williams just the 2-arm. Oh, this could be a play at the plate here. Are they going to send him? I think they're going to send him. So we have a 2-arm. Wilson trying to score. And a 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bernie Williams will gun him out at the plate. Let's see what happens. And 8, Bernie Williams. The arms of the Yankee outfield are coming through today as Wilson is gunned down by Bernie Williams. So, it will not be a sacrifice. Because they did throw, Bell will move to third, Guillen will move to second, but it will be just a fly out to center field. And there are now 2 away, second and third, and Stan Javier will be coming up. New York's outfield coming through with the arms. A switch hitter, it's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. Can Wells get out of this? He does, and that's going to be another fly out for Javier, who flies out to right. So after 6, Seattle leads 4-1. New York needs to get something going here on offense. Paul Abbott coming in, and he is going to continue to roll here on his chart. We're third inning now past. He rolls a 6. That is a -2. He needs to come out as his ratings will reach a 0. And he is done for the game. And we're going to go to the Seattle bullpen with Strawberry and Curtis coming up, the 8 and 9 hitters. Lefty-righty, so that doesn't really matter. And it looks like Jeff Nelson will be getting the call from the bullpen. Nelson, a right-handed pitcher. Some pretty good numbers there, and he'll be expected to go more than 1 inning in this game. All right. So, Strawberry will be the batter. He's a left-handed batter. It's going to be -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Nelson. 2-6 is a strikeout. A lot of strikeouts on that card. Chad Curtis. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Righty versus righty, -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-5 is a walk. So a strikeout and a walk to start the top of the 7th here as a man is on. And the top of the order coming up, Chuck Knobloch. Righty versus righty, -2. That's going to go down or stay a pitcher's card. 10-9 is just a single. Just missed a possible home run, but Knobloch is aboard. Curtis will move up to second. We have first and second with 1 away. Derek Jeter now the batter. -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-10. Oh, it's a ground out. That ground out is going to go to short. Guillen is a 3, looking to get Knobloch doubled up here. Going to roll 1 die. A 5. He does get Knobloch there. That's a 6-4. And over on a turn is Boone. He's a 4. Oh, not a good chance for Jeter beating this one out. He does not, so another 6-4-3 double play for Seattle will end the inning here in the top of the 7th. New York fails to come through again. Wells still on the mound. He does not have any hits on his fatigue, and we are going to... Looks like we're going to pull him, as he's already given up 4 runs. And Ramiro Mendoza is going to be your new pitcher for New York, rather than roll on Wells to take a hit. Mendoza can go multiple innings if needed. He is a right-hander. And a 3 against lefties, a 4 against righties. So, as we head here into the bottom of the 7th, Rivera and Mendoza takes the mound for New York, and Brett Boone will be the first batter he faces. He's 2 for 3. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Boone. 5-8 is a pop out. Pop out, go to left. Edgar Martinez now stepping up. He had that big double last inning, drove in a run. It's going to be equal roll, and that's a batter's card for Martinez. 10-5 is a single. Martinez continues to have a great King of the Hill tournament here, as he is 2 for 4 in this game. John Olerud, he's 1 for 3. Struck out his last at-bat. Left-handed batter, it's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Olerud. 1-9 is a line out. Line out to second base. No possible double up there. Mike Cameron now the batter. It's going to be -1. That's a pitcher's card. 4-10 is a ground out, and he just misses a walk, but he'll take the ground out to third. A 5-3 will end the bottom of the 7th. New York running out of outs as we go to the top of the 8th. Jeff Nelson's going to come back out. We're going to roll on his fatigue. That's a hard chart to get a no change there. We roll a 2, which is just a -1, so that's not terrible. I'll definitely pitch 1 more inning at the very least. And O'Neill will be the batter. Left-handed batter's going to be +1 on the roll. That's a pitcher's card. 1-2 is a strikeout. Bernie Williams, he is 0 for 2 with a walk and a K. Switch hitter will be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Williams. 5-6 is a walk. So Williams aboard for the second time, his second walk of the game. Tino now the batter. And a left-hand batter is going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Tino. 4-9 though is not going to get it done. That is a fly out to right field. Scott Brocious up now. He is 1 for 3. It's going to be -1. It's going to be a pitcher's card. And a 5-9 is going to be a ground out. That is a 5-3 to end the top of the 8th as New York running out of time. Back over to the home half of the inning. Dan Wilson will be the batter against Ramiro Mendoza, who's still pitching good. A -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-2 is a possible error. Roll on the same matrix. A 4-5 is a ground ball to the shortstop. The shortstop, Jeter, can he make the play or is he making an error? Let's check it out. Going to go over to his primary fielding. Going to roll 1 die. Roll a 4, and it's a 1-base error by Derek Jeter, putting a man aboard. So at E6 as Jeter boots the ball, and David Bell is going to have 1 man on with nobody out. He is 3 for 3 so far in the game. -1. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card. 4-9 is a ground out. Can they turn the double play and erase that error? It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. He is a 4. Wilson needs an 8. He does not get there. That is a 1-4. Chuck Knobloch going to be taking the turn here. A 3 to get David Bell out, and a 6 he does not, so a fielder's choice. Bell will reach. 1-4. Carlos Guillen now the batter. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Mendoza. 8-9 is a base hit. Bell is going to move over to second. We have first and second, one out, and the top of the order for Seattle coming up again. It's going to be +2 now. That's going to be just a pitcher's card though, and a 3-6 is going to be a pop out. Ichiro gets jammed and pops it out to second, and Stan Javier will be the batter, 2 away, 2 on, here in the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-2 is a flyout. Flyout going to left. So, New York down to their last 3 outs. It is a score of 4-1. Nelson is getting pulled as the closer for Seattle is going to be coming into the game, and that is Kazuhiro Sasaki. 45 saves in 2001. A right-handed pitcher, and he'll coming up against the bottom 3 in the order for New York. A 4 against lefties, a 5 against righties. This is going to be tough for New York to come back, but let us see what they can do. This is baseball, you just never know. Posada will be the first batter. A switch hitter, it's going to be -2. It is going to be a pitcher's card. 7-2 is a ground out. The ground out is going to go to first. 3-U. Olerud takes it himself. Oh, man. And Darryl Strawberry, the DH. Not great numbers against righties. And I think we're going to go for a pinch hitter. And we're going to bring in a young star. Oh, no, we can. No, you know what? We're not. I was going to bring in Shane Spencer, but he's a 2 against righties. We're going to bring in a different player who had some great numbers against righties, and that is going to be Homer Bush, a pinch hitter for Darryl Strawberry. We're playing the numbers here. Bush will be the batter in a DH spot, as New York is just trying anything here to get a runner on and extend this game. Bush also has some speed if he reaches. So, it is righty versus righty. It's going to be equal roll because of Bush's numbers. That is a batter's card for Bush. 2-3 though is a strikeout. Sasaki gets the best of him. And that is going to bring up Chad Curtis now. You know what? The numbers are about the same anyway for the pinch hitter, so we are going to get that player I mentioned just a minute ago into the game. And that is Shane Spencer. Take a look at these numbers for Shane Spencer. 373 average in 1998, 10 home runs, 411 on-base percentage. Granted, that is in minimal at-bats, but those home runs are important because you take a look at this matrix on the back here. That is a nice pocket of bombs. So let's see if he can hit that. And that is going to be a pinch hitter. He can play left field should the game continue, but it is not looking good here for New York. He is a righty, so it's righty versus righty, which is going to make it a -3. And it's not a batter's card. Sasaki is going to get the card. And it is an 8-5 though. Oh, it's a flyout. Sasaki gets him 1, 2, 3. As a flyout to left is going to end the game. 1998 New York is gone. They are eliminated from continuing here in the King of the Hill tournament as Seattle wins their 4th game in a row. 2001 Seattle. We are going to call Paul Abbott as our player of the game as he went 6 innings. There's the card. He went 6 innings, allowing just 1 run, giving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. So a heck of a game here for Paul Abbott as 2001 Seattle American League defeats 1998 New York American League in defense of the Hill as they retain King of the Hill status here in the King of the Hill On Deck Baseball Pro Tournament, Game 23. What a game. Lots of assists from the outfield, a couple, I think 1 error, 2 errors, and a great outing by Paul Abbott, who gains the win. Goes 6 innings that I mentioned, 7 hits, 1 earned run. He walks 1 batter while striking out 6 and facing 9, 18, 25. No home runs in the game. Jeff Nelson comes in. He keeps the score tight with a no decision or a hold. He pitches 2 innings, allows just 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, strikes out 2 while facing 8 batters. And then Sasaki with the save. He faces 3 batters in 1 inning, a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout and no walks. So that is your game. In 2001, Seattle American League defeats 1998 New York American League in defense of the title, their 4th win in a row. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Please hit a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Both of these teams are released now in the History's Best of the Best sets. New York is in History's Best of the Best 6. Seattle is in History's Best of the Best 5. Links are below for those sets. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And thank you for joining me. Have a great night.